All right, folks, here we are at Coins and Coffee. I hope everybody is enjoying themselves so far. We got a lot of people in here already, which is pretty awesome. 18 folks in here watching right now. So what we're going to do is avoid coins like this. This was just a test coin I put up there to see that my lighting and everything was working out okay. Yeah, this one's kind of horrible, but we'll take it out of the way here. That was actually a failure coin that I pulled out of a roll when I was building 1960 sets, so now I can actually see why it was a failure for sure. But we're going to start with a bunch of coins that I pulled out of rolls about a year and a half ago. And I pulled these out to be gems. Let's see if there's a chance. Oh, share my screen. Oh, do we? Let's see here. Hang on just a second. How about that one? Does that work? No. Let's do. Oh, yeah. That one will work because I'm going to do this. There we go.
Perfect.
There we go. All right. Now let me go back and find what I'm doing here. Okay. So this is my first coin, and it is a definite nope. I yanked these coins out of rolls, and I wasn't exactly sure what I was grabbing, but this one is definitely not a grader. Needs to be at least a 66 for this to have any real value. Eric, if you want to bring up NGC's price guide for pricing, and Erica, you can bring up PCGS CoinFacts for pricing, so you guys can kind of help me out a little bit as we go along here. Now,
Okay.
Well, I've got the PCGS up already.
okay.
All right. I'll go NGC.
Then Erica, just go to ngccoin.com and pull up their price guide for U.S. coins, cents, and Lincoln Memorial cents. I don't think we're going to get into any earlier cents today.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. This one, 1971S, I'm liking it. It's got 1, 2, 3 little spots above Liberty and one little spot above the date. Other than that, there's nothing wrong with this obverse at all. Oh, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, there's a little gash above the shoulder. I don't think that's going to be real noticeable at all. So let's take a look at the revoice. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, I'm liking this.
You're shooting for a 67 on that one, you said.
Am I? I don't know. What's a 66 worth?
$25
25?
on
25 is
NGC,
not
yep.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
25 is not bad. What I need is a lot of acceptable coins. And
Gotcha.
Piece
in that, I've got to fill up.
is
Yeah. Do what?
34 and 340.
It's what? 24?
34 and 66, 340 and 67.
Yeah. So this is definitely worth giving it a shot. See what happens. All right, let's try another one here. That one has a dark spot on the rim. Right about 9 o'clock, thereabouts. Trip, we're not, I don't think we're going to be getting into that this time around, but we might. We might. But if you send the pictures, you'll know if I bring them up that we're going to talk about them. I like that for a 66. What do you think, Eric?
The reverse is out. Yeah, that looks really good. Little black spot on there. Oh, that's got a spot in the Bay 5.
Oh, it does?
Oh, never mind. My screen ain't working.
Oh. Oh, you were looking at the example coin that I used to get focused.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to send that one in too. All right. Next up. Yes. To explain this again to anyone who might not have been here before, what I'm doing is I'm working on a bulk submission to NGC. Bulk submission with a minimum grade of 66. So every coin that I'm sending in, I'm hoping to get at least a 66 grade. Few things that we watch for. First thing is examples of coins where a 66 grade isn't worth enough to bother, because these coins are going to cost me all in about $10 a piece to get them graded. And I don't want to spend as much money as the coin is worth. Now, these coins didn't cost me much at all. So the coins themselves are not part of the cost. We're just talking about the cost of grading. And I like this one. I really like the obverse. It's got a big, well, that's the cornice and roof over there on the left-hand side below RT. But I don't see anything else on this one. Let's see about this side. I've got these lit a little strangely so that when I twirl it like this, you get to see any proof-like surfaces. You get to see the shine, the amount of luster, because the amount of luster is very important to this. And okay, it's got a dark. No, it's actually got a gash on the rim. It's a gash on the rim. About 8 o'clock. I think I'm still going to get it graded though. I think it's still worth it. Hello, Ogre Coins. But when I send these in, I send in lots of 100 coins. So they have to be in lots of 100. And they have to be worth at least getting a 66 grade. You can have a failure rate up to 40% and they don't charge you anything extra. So up to 40% could be non-gradable coins at 66. But the other 60% need to be gradable at 66. Damn. Seriously? This is the one time where you get one that's got a mucked up obverse and then you get a 68 on the reverse. That's almost perfect. But the obverse isn't worth grading because of the spotty spots on the coat there. Yeah, this one isn't going to go anywhere. That's kind of hideous. Go ahead.
DC is asking about, is it 5 different years they accept? I'm not entirely sure. I
For
understand.
bulk NGC, they all have to be the same. They all have to be the same. The same series. They all have to be Lincoln cents. That's it.
Okay.
So you can't submit 25 Jefferson nickels and 25 Lincolns and 25 quarters. They all have to be Lincoln cents.
Got it.
I think this one's got a little bit too much chatter on it. A little bit too much for a 66. You also have to realize that you're looking at these coins well above their regular size. It's got a little bit of feeder finger scraping going on in the field. It's that polished area down below the right side of the memorial. With this and the chatter stuff on the obverse, I'm going to have to say no on this one. Too many little spots. Too many little things going on.
It just doesn't look real good.
Yeah. And that is a big die scratch coming off the 7 and another big die scratch coming off the E. So those are not flaws on the coin. They're flaws on the die, which doesn't count for grading the coin. But the jaw just in front of the ear has a scuff side on it. And got a few little dancy spots around. This one has a decent chance at a 66. Actually, has a decent chance at 66. Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with the reverse. It's got a couple, 1, 2, 3 of the column, 4 of the columns are actually smashed. All that shiny area on top of the columns, that shows you that they've been smashed. This one I don't like enough. Don't like it enough. Let's try the next one here. Big spots. Yeah, big detrimental areas here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Yeah, there's plenty of issues with this one. I don't want to send it in. Ant didn't come today. Too bad. I was hoping to get some more conservative grading estimates here. All right, and this one's got that little scuff shiny spot right in the jaw in front of the ear. You have to take that into account because, well, it's not likely to get a 7 with this, but it looks like a 6 otherwise. What do you think, Eric?
I definitely agree.
I'm pretty good with that. And this side, oh yeah. Got a splotch up next to the A in America, but otherwise, you can just see how shiny this coin is. So it's really nice. So that one is going in. I got 4 coins for grading so far. Most of them, Mark does not agree. Nope.
No, Mark is saying send that one.
Yep, that one. I said most of them. He's not agreeing.
Oh, I see.
Next up, a little line that goes all the way through the head area. That's not going to be really noticed. It's just on the jaw where it's really noticeable. The fields are clean. It's not a real high luster coin, but we'll probably get 66. And on this side, no worries at 66. It's got one black spot below the bay number 6, I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bay number 7 on the steps. I think I'm going to go with this one. What do you think, Maith? Urka.
Well, I'm going to see what Mark says, and I'm going to go with that. No, that one looks pretty good. You have a little strategy, too, that you mentioned last time about feeding them some of the mediocres or whatever. Then
yeah, you throw them some mediocre coins, some coins that should technically meet the grade, but may not because of lacking luster, or the luster is beautiful, but the technical marks are a little many, like this one. That little dip on his head is real long.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's only on the cheek and jaw. It doesn't go up from there. That's the natural line of the. There's a bloodline on his forehead. On most of these issues, it's a vein, and that's what you're looking at because it just happens to be perfectly lined up with the little features on the cheek and jaw that aren't supposed to be there. So,
no kidding.
This one's going in. We'll see about that one when it comes back, for sure.
It'll be easy to ID.
Right? Yeah. This one's got beautiful high quality luster. It's got some die scratches on it, and that's what all those lines are that you see. They're all die scratches. There's not hardly a hit on this coin. No spotting. What's the reverse look like? Oh, damn it. I didn't say that. Well, that one's not going anywhere. Man, that sucks. That could be a 67 obverse.
It's pretty.
But the reverse is going to carry it back down. Let's see. What about this one? That one's not bad. It's got a lot going on, but they're all really, really small. I'd say at least a 6, possible 7 on that. Heck, if they close their eyes, this could get a 7 star or 7 plus. I'm going to send that one. Why not?
So those they're hurting it, but they're not hurting it to where you're concerned.
It just kind of makes the overall like not so great, but it doesn't really affect the grade per mark. It's like you can't see anything that's really going to disc the whole thing. This one's not going anywhere. I don't know where I was when I did those. Yeah, that one's not going anywhere. Man, that's a super clean coin except for that spot on the cheek.
Man,
that brings it right down.
Yeah, and this one's nearer proof-like. I mean, it's really, really nice. And, well, the reverse is kind of blotchy, too.
NGC 72S, 65 is 20, 66 is 35, 67 is at 400.
Remember, I can't send in anything that'll get a 65 grade. Because
Oh, right.
if it's going to grade 65, they'll put it in a tube and send it back to me. So I'm not going to have any
Right.
65s.
The
That's right.
PCGS has 30 and 66 and 185 and 67.
So
Wow.
it's a $30 coin with a hope for a 185. That's kind of what I'm looking at. And this one, if it didn't have that dark spot on the rim next to the L, I'd probably send it in even with all of the minor imperfections. Oh, it's also got that big gash on, or big black spot. That's actually a counting machine rub on the shoulder. Not going to go anywhere. I'm not even going to look at the reverse. There's no need. What do we have here? A failure. Loser. Man, why is it that all these ones that are really nice have got a blotch or a spot on them? Oh, man. Will you look at that? If I could put this reverse on a different coin, that's a 7 right there. But that's not. Somebody give me a Dremel tool. I'm going to take this little spot off his shoulder.
So you recommend doing that then?
Yeah, no. Most of the graders will see that in a heartbeat. Okay, this one, all the problems are on the rim. You got a problem at 2 o'clock and a problem at 9 o'clock. Other than that, this one's got one little spot on the coat collar, one little spot right above the ear, and that is
Is that a die scratch on the above the date there, above the 1?
And we're not sending this one in anyway.
Right.
No, those are actually little scratches on the coin.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not sending this one in because of that. That would have to go away before we could do anything with it. Well. Oh, yeah. Say, you missed this one, Chuck. That's not going anywhere.
Looks more like one of my coins.
Yeah, well, I can tell you it wouldn't grade. That's not going to grade a 66. It's a pretty coin, but it's got too many black spots on it. Too many little black spots. Plus that changing color on the reverse. Looks almost like a piece of tape was put on it. That's not a grader. And that one, same thing. Not a grader. Big, giant black spot next to the one in the date. That kind of thing will hold it back for sure. Wow.
What about like lighter spots?
Lighter,
Like the-
okay. You've got a difference between staining and spotting. Staining is where it doesn't really affect the overall surface of the coin. Be something that could almost be taken off if you knew how to do it. And then there's spotting. Spotting is the dark stuff like chemical erosion of the surface of the coin because of a harsh something sitting on it, or carbon like these. Those are spots. They will not come off no matter what. That one's not going anywhere either. Nor is this one. Same reasons. They've all got this little bit of black something on them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, these full red, these would be real nice coins to send in. Not this one, but the other ones. I think they might be roller marks. So we're kind of we got 7 coins to send in so far out of what we've done today. Let's see what I have in this little stack here. Okay, that's a 73S. I like this coin, but I think it has too many negatives for the positives. Was I in the middle of a sentence and changed the subject?
If you did, it flowed.
Okay. If I did, it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is a no.
Now this in a 67 would be $900. A 73.
73S?
Yep.
Well, what is it in 6? Because I don't think I'll see a 7.
$30.
Yeah.
BCGS has 70 and 625.
Yeah. 70 for a
they're all-
6? Wow.
Yep.
All over the place.
These would probably sell for $30 if I could get them in a slab, but none of the ones I've seen so far are really worthy of it because there's too many spots and too much damage or other things on it. It's like this one. I mean, it's just got too many little spots. But other than that, the strike is nice. There's no hits on it. It's just, you got to get away from spots. Spots will kill them. Now, this one might be a different story. It's got little spots on it, but it's not really enough to deter from a 6, I don't think. I honestly think this one's going to be good enough to get a 6 on this side. The little spots that you see aren't big. It does have a little bit of muffling on it, which is like the soapy kind of weird look on the left side there. But I just don't think that'll take it away from getting a 6. Let's see what we got on the reverse side. Yeah, that fingerprint's going to kind of knock this one out of the ballpark here. So, try another one. No, definitely not. This was right before I went to sleep or something. I didn't look at these with a scope at all. This is all bare eyeing.
Oh wow.
Bare eyeing with a pair of glasses on, sitting in bright light. So, one could possibly say that I need better glasses. Okay, what are these? 74S. Yeah, that one could be nice enough. It's got that gash, couple of gashes out in the left field, and on the right there, it's got that one spot. Let's see what the reverse looks like. Oh, yeah. Wow, you can't beat that.
That's pretty nice. Chuck, what is it? When I looked this up on PCGS, it says MS. It's red with a DC. What is the DC? MSRDC with no prices after it.
Deep cameo?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that would make sense. But
that's kind of weird.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a blank row, I was just curious.
Right?
67 or 66 and this is 55. 67 would be 1100 PCGS.
I'm thinking this is
PCC.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
this
PCGS is 75.50.
Wow.
That was worth a 66, I think, and this one I think is too. These are just really bright, nice coins, no spots. Well, little tiny spots.
You mentioned something earlier of proof like. What is that? I mean, just what it sounds like, huh?
Yeah, it would have to have reflective mirror shield or mirror shine to the fields.
Okay.
I kind of like this one. I like that for a 6, and if it's $55, I'll take it. And this one, no. This one's got a huge mustache gash. It's got a couple of gashes above Liberty. That mustache gash is kind of hidden, but then again, it's kind of not. So this one's going to be a no good, no bueno.
So close.
Yeah, because I like the lack of carbon and all the other nice things going on with this, but the gash has got to go. Oh my. Oh my. That is a 7 obverse right there.
And it's hot.
Oh, it is. That's a 7 right there. Easy. It's got some stuff going on the shoulder right at the coat collar.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a little dot below the 74.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? Let's check the reverse. Oh, baby. Yeah. 3 gashes on the coin that I can see, and on column 4 it has a little pickle mark. But man, that's the reverse, folks. I don't care that much. The obverse is that's gonna be a killer. Dude, if that gets a 7, we're all having drinks.
So we're meeting in North Carolina then?
Absolutely. Right here.
Okay. Let's go.
I'll fire up the grill, light a fire in the backyard. We got a backyard that'll handle, about 100 people? It's almost an acre of property.
It sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Oh, man. Such a nice reverse. It's a little tiny bit weak. The of is getting a little weak. And the reason that happens is because it's just opposite the coat, the higher point, the lower part of the obverse. We got a gash above God, above the D. A couple little gashes in the field, but we got a whole bunch of little tiny black spots. I'm going to go with no on that one. I don't think that'll gain a 6. In this one, yeah, too many little gashes. It's a nice gem coin, but beyond that, no. These are easy 65s. So still, you got a gem coin. It's just not worth putting in a slab.
Chuck Firance in the chat had a question about conservation.
Conservation, such as Conserve or MS-70, don't do it if you're going to grade the coins.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing it to put a coin in a Dansko or something, I don't see that much wrong with it if you've practiced on worthless coins and know what you're doing with it. But with this with this level of coins, you don't want to put anything on them. You just want to send them in as they are and hope they grade. Oh.
That's pretty.
Oh. Hi. What's your name? Money, money, money.
Thank you, Paula.
As long as it's got a sweet backside, you're good. That'll work.
Got a spot
like
next
it.
to the A, and I think it's hinting on a fingerprint. Yeah, no, not really. Man, that's nice. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that for a 6 at least. What are you thinking, Eric? 6 plus or 7?
6 at least. I think you have a possibility for a 7 on that one.
NGC for some reason doesn't do the pluses that PCGS will do.
Yeah, we've only gotten 2 or 3 pluses in all the ones you've sent.
Huh.
Okay. That's probably 6 material, but I think it's got too many marks in the field out in front of the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too many marks out in front of the face. And column 1's a little dinged up. No, that one's not going anywhere. Get you in the reject pile here. Okay. I have another stack, and I'm not sure what these are. So if we start getting into them and they're junk, they're just junk. I'm not going to worry about it. It's a stack of coins. I'm not really sure why. Sometimes I got stacks of coins on the desk because they're RPMs or something like that. This one's not a grader. This is what a really nice MS-65 looks like. So that's definitely a 5. Nice one, though. That's a hair.
Are the 61s in that range of dates that are tough to find?
Yeah, 61D is going to be... it's going to be tough in 66 and almost impossible in 7.
Got it.
It's got a little bit of that rub going on right on the jawline. It's got a gash in the head above the temple. Neither one of those are going to be very noticed. I like the reverse. We're going to give this a shot. 61s don't come that nice. Yeah, 61s don't come that nice. So I'm going to grade that one, see what happens. Yeah, you look up 1961 and you'll see why I'm trying it. Because if I get a 60% or better pass rate on most of the other coins that I send in, to get a reject on a 61D because it's not a 6 is fine.
Yeah, you get 67s, you hit a big one on 61P or D.
Yeah, they're damn near $1,000 if not more for a 7. That one's got a little crap going on above the F in of. But man, that reverse is real clean. Real clean and well struck. I'm liking this one for a grade. That ought to go
Mhm.
6. If it doesn't do anything else, it ought to go 6. What's a 6, guys, for a 61D?
22, I think.
22,
35.
22 and 35. This one I think I picked out for the luster. This is almost proof-like. And you don't see coins like that often, not 61s.
And you were pretty spot on. It's 1250 on a 7.
Mm-hmm. I kind of doubt this one has a chance. Too many little marks. Too much crap going on. Let's see what we have. Oh. I think I might have just peed a little. Oh my. Oh, I don't even want to flip this one over. Can they just grade the front
Wow.
and put
That's
a piece
really
of tape
nice.
on the back? Right? Okay, let's see.
Don't flip it.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
No. It's a little weak for a 7. So this will probably get a 6. Yeah. The obverse would that's definitely nice enough for a 7. Could go 8 on the obverse. That would make this a really high dollar coin, which means it won't happen. They're not going to gift me something like that.
I'm wondering how many. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just wondering how many people in chat after the last episode went and started looking at their coins for grading and realized
Right?
just how awesome the coins are that you're looking at.
Right?
I mean, they're fantastic.
Yeah, this one's got way too much going on. Die scratches can take away from the overall eye appeal. This is one that it takes away from the overall eye appeal because the luster is impeded throughout the coin. So this is a no-go. Just for that, I wouldn't give it a 66. But then this one's got a few gashes here and there and a few little spots here and there too. So, yeah, it's not a 66 level coin. See, this one's a lot cleaner looking. It's got that gash out in front of the nose I don't like. But it's still 66 level. I'm going to try this one just to see what happens. Because I think this could go 6 too. And we are going to look at the rejects when it comes back too. Those are the ones where you guys can say I told you so.
Inside information. I saw the last couple boxes that came back, and there was only 3 rejects
Damn.
out of over 200 coin.
Yeah, I'm going to say no on this one. It's got too many little things going on that will affect overall. If you look at this with a 5X or a 7X loop and you notice stuff and your eye can't leave it, it's just there. That's what you don't grade coins for. I'll try to find something and pick it out just so we can discuss this whole thing. Okay, so Frosty noticed a big spot down by the 9, and it's there. It's definitely there. But there's also one on the vest right next to it. That one may go unnoticed because it's on relief and it's not part of the field. Another thing that's on this that will probably go unnoticed, there's actually a gash on the nose. You can't even see it looking at it like this, but if I turn it around this way, now you can see it. There's a gash right on the nose where the nostril would be.
Looks like it belongs almost.
Looks like it belongs, which is why it may be something that wouldn't get noticed. But this one's got enough detrimental marks. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay, let's see. We're going to open my 60D gem roll. I don't know what this is. It could have wheat pennies in it for all I know. But we're going to try it and see what happens. It was in my look at these to grade box. So Definitely not. What
Did you
the
check
hell?
these for varieties as well?
I don't know.
And bringing that up, like what are you're not concerned with that at all, right?
No.
Okay.
If it happens to be an FS listed coin, most of the time what I will do is I'll send it in, have it graded, and then when it comes back graded, I send it back in for a new holder with the variety designation. The reason for
Gotcha.
that is because the variety designation and the value of the coin with the variety designation could actually impede their ability to grade the coin properly because they are concerned with value. So say you've got a coin that's a 66 coin, you're trying to get a 66 or a 67 on it, but it happens to be an FS 101 double die or something like that. Well, an FS double die or an FS RPM can triple, quadruple the value of the coin easily.
Right.
And so you grade it at first and you get that grade so you know that much. But then you work on, it gets to me all these, Frosty says I could send him all my rejects. Yeah, I'll get on that pronto.
I was gonna say he might have to fight Dan for them.
Right. Well, we got that mark on the shoulder. A couple of other little marks here and there. But what I'm looking at is the luster. And the luster on this is overall appealing. If the reverse is nice, it's going in. Okay, the reverse is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing anything that takes this out of a slab. So this one will go. Not necessarily because I need another coin to set up, but it's because I actually think that the little stuff that they could see on that will be missed. This one's a near, I mean, this is really, really high quality right here. The only problem is that one spot, the gash on the 9, and that big swash mark out in front of the chin. I'm not sure about that. Nope, too many spots.
Yeah, that looks very unappetizing.
Too many spots on the reverse for a grade. But it's a pretty coin. It's a beautiful luster. Well, let's see. It's got a spot below the RTY between the 9 and 6. But man, that coat and the head, oh, really clean. That one spot could possibly take it out of a slab. It's pretty heavy, but I would at least try for a 6 on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's not enough on that to really take it away. Folks, if you look at the PCGS Coinfax photographs and you watch for the PCGS Coinfax photographs and you look at all the 6s and 7s, you're going to see that there's a lot more flaws than you think you're used to. There's a lot more flaws on high-grade coins than you would imagine. And what's a 6 in the guide on this 60D large date?
The 66 is $15.
$15. So a lot of them have been submitted for 7s.
There's no 67s.
It's 24 here and $475 for 67.
$475, yeah.
Oh wait, that's
68's $9,000.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen today.
I
It's
was
got a
looking at
gash
red
in the
brown.
cheek, a gash on the jaw, and a couple of dark spots down below. Other than that, it's pretty clean. I'm going to try it. We'll see what happens. Next. Nope, too many dark spots. Too many little dark spots. It looks like pepper got sprinkled on this one. Big gash in the lower field. Yep, that one's going to be a nice BU coin.
I threw a link in chat too in case anybody wants to play along.
Oh, that's not going anywhere. Doesn't matter what else. That cancer
yeah.
right there, that's something
That's growing.
you never submit. Don't submit cancer. That's not
Now
that's not even a
Eric-
gem coin.
And so Eric said that's growing. That's actually
Well,
that
it's-
something you would keep away from all your coins? Is that guy
No,
is
not
like
necessarily, because that's not really going to affect other coins. But see how it's kind of greenish?
okay. Mm-hmm.
That greenish means that it's cancer. It's growing. I mean,
Okay.
that's a tumor.
But it won't necessarily spread to coins it's in contact with or near it?
Eventually it could, but it
Okay.
would be after this coin was very nasty black that it would start sticking to the next coin in a tube or something. That's probably not within our lifetime, unless it's poorly stored. That's just another BU coin. Too much crap going on. This one's bright. Yeah, but it's got too much crap going on. Too much stuff. When I was looking at these, I did not have the advantage of lighting like this, where it floods everything. And now that I've got, this is what I do before I send anything in. I put it under this kind of light and look at it very well. And this gives me everything I need to know about whether or not I'm going to try to grade it. This one, no. There's too much stuff going on. I'm looking at these for a 6 or a 7. I much prefer a 7. I got a couple of 6 pluses last time I went in for this. Really, really nice luster on this one. But the B in the area above the 1.9 and that thing coming out of the back of his head. Oh, this has got a super gash too. It's a huge gash. It looks like his face is cut open. Scarface. But he's got a really, really nice amount of luster on this coin. But it takes more than luster to get the grade. I'd say no on this one too, just because of all that poop on the fields. What's this? Same thing. Too much poop in the fields. Fly poop. Yeah, too much fly poop on that one too. Wow, I got a bunch of coins that are just nice BU coins here. And this one has a shot at a 6. But you know what? I'm not going to use up one of my failures for a 6. That's a nice reverse. That's kind of super nice. But the overall coin is what has to concern me. And not all the spots except the one that's messed up, hoping they're not going to see the one spot I saw immediately. Believe it or not, with all the experience I have at this, these people have a lot more. So they're going to see what I see a lot faster than I'm seeing it.
Huh. I guess that's all they do all day long, huh?
Right? Yeah, if this was all you did every day, all day long, don't you feel educated just from the last couple of hours of doing this?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay,
Definitely.
well, they get that education every single day of their life. I'm not big on
Until
this
they
one.
quit.
Yeah, until they quit and move on. Wash out.
How do you get a job like that?
You don't want one like that.
No?
No.
Oh, you hear the war stories, they're terrible.
Yeah, I'm skipping most of these because of black spots. There's carbon.
Mm-hmm.
There's carbon on most of these. And it's not the kind of carbon
Shame.
that you can look around. It's the kind of carbon that definitely knocks a coin out of a grade. Man, the luster on this thing is just impeccable. But so are the spots. It looks like it's had somebody with a pocket knife carving on the reverse there. Oh, that's a struck through. That's what that is. All right, we got about 10 or 12 more of these. Let's see if we can maybe find a 66 in this batch. Still not seeing anything here. Another one bites the dust. Well, if I could have caught these before the carbon spots, we'd have some good stuff going on here. Yeah, that one's too muffed up there. Reverse I like. That's nice reverse for a 1960D.
Coach's Magic is asking about the outer edge of the rim.
Usually doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Having chatter on the rim like this isn't a big deal. until you get to 68. When you get to 68, then you have to start really looking at the rims too, because they get really picky at 68, 9, and 70. The thing that'll knock you out of an earlier or a lower grade, like a 6 to a 5 or a 5 to a 4, is when you start having big giant flat spots on the rim because it got hit hard. That's not going anywhere either. Oh, no.
Kind of nerve-wracking reading people's names in chat because you want to make sure you get it right and you're not misreading it. I've never see what you guys go through.
Yeah, for sure. Another nope. There's certain coins that, I mean, obviously by date and mint mark, you're looking at different things each time around. 1960D, there's been so many of them submitted that got a 5. You really don't want, or that got a 6 anyway. You really don't want to put all your hopes on getting a bunch of 6s because they're not going to sell very well. I mean, they're not going to go away quickly. If you're looking for stuff to sell, you need to be trying for that big grade in the sky. And with these, we're not even close to a 7. I am actually looking at the rims, but only where it counts. And like this right here, I'm not even getting to the rim, so it doesn't matter. Oh, that's horrible. That's not even a nice BU coin. What am I doing here? But yeah, when I get up to the top grades, I'm definitely looking at everything. Everything. Let's see here. No. Nada. Well, for being such a perfect looking roll, I'm glad I've gone through this and found that the coins aren't so perfect. You get your hopes up thinking that you've got something really good. So that was pretty nice here on the reverse. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this reverse. But it's the obverse that pulls this one out. That's how it usually works.
I just wanted to shout out my sister Amy, who is in chat. That's cool. Thank you for
Amy. Awesome.
coming in and supporting us.
Where's Amy live? New York?
She is in Sarasota.
Oh, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Where the normal people are.
Oh, yeah. Florida is known for normal people.
That's right.
Right, sure.
Look at Florida, man.
And astronauts who wear diapers and drive cross country and yeah.
Exactly. Normal.
I tell you what, the norm in Florida is definitely not normal to everybody else. Let's see.
Thank you.
I am still in the middle of Spotland here. I'm not saying much because, well, there's not much to say.
I bet you just opened that roll when you bought it.
Yeah. Right.
And saw it and said, hey, I'm going to look through this. It's got to have something good.
Well, these could very well have been coins that came out of one of the Megrig tubes, because I save those out separately, and I check them for graders. Damn. This would definitely be there if it didn't have the stuff it does have.
Right where it has
just the marks. I mean, the spots are very minimal on this coin, but the gashes are numerous. And the reverse is ugly.
And you mentioned last time that those are in the worst possible place, right in front of his face. Really?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Anything right out in front of the face is gonna be overly scrutinized, simply because it's human nature that when you see something that looks like a human being and they're looking at something, especially if they're staring at something not moving, you're going to turn and look at what they're looking at. And that's just human nature. So when you're grading a coin and you've got a face with a nose and eyes, you're going to naturally look in the direction they're looking and scrutinize. And that's what happens with grading. Anything in front of the face on a coin, if the face is facing left, it's going to be the left field. If they're facing right, it's going to be the right field. I got another one here. You're going to see what this is. It appears that it could all be 75D. Well, we know that one is. I'll go with no on that. Too many gashes, too many things going on. Reverse isn't very clean either. Let's see, next up. Big spot right on the forehead. So he wants to convert. And I'm not going to grade him for that reason. Let's see. Super shiny coin. Really bright luster. But it's bag marked to hell. This one's a really nice 64. No better than that. It's a pretty 64. Let's put it that way. Not even a true gem. Let's see. Oh, yeah, no. Too many little spotties on this one. The reverse isn't a whole lot better. It takes two sides to make a coin. Two sides and a color. Pretty nice otherwise. But a no.
66 is 20. 67's at 195.
Yeah. So really what you're looking for is 7s on this. Accepting a 6 where it comes. And we don't have anything that's even 6 level yet. Not in this group. This is one of the Dalton rolls, Eric.
Yeah, I got that box out. There's a lot of really nice stuff in those rolls.
Well, if you want to grade
I
it,
haven't looked at it, but
if you want to grade any of it, just get it to me. This is the same thing as that roll that we were looking through the other night.
yeah, Clash or something.
Yeah, that big weird looking thing on the reverse.
We have a question in chat about from Marlene, new to the channel. Penny without a mint mark.
Penny without a mint mark. Without a mint mark means it was made in Philadelphia. Philadelphia was the main United States mint for the longest time. And the mint marks were intended to tell you which branch mint a coin came from. But if it didn't have a mint mark, it just meant it came from Philadelphia. There's only one Lincoln cent that uses a mint mark from Philadelphia, and that's 2017. In 2017, they celebrated the 225th anniversary of the Philadelphia Mint and put mint marks on the coins for that celebration. Yeah, but Mark 1922, all coins, all Lincoln cents were supposed to have mint marks. They weren't purposefully issued without mint marks.
And welcome to the channel,
Yeah, absolutely.
Marlene.
This one's just got too much sparkle. That sparkle, that muddled fuzz looking on his coat, that's all places, it's stacking rub, it's problems. And problems that I don't want to grade. There we go. See how that one doesn't have all that weird muddling effect? Much cleaner looking coin. This one's a 66. Well, yeah. This one would grade a 66, I'm pretty sure. I don't know that I want to try it, though. I don't want to get too far out into reject land. I'm going to try that one. Why not? How can you tell if a 1909 is a proof? 1909 proof coins look very close to their mint state counterparts, except that the 1909 or any of the matte proof years, 1909 to 1916, are they're going to have extra thick, extra sharp rims, and all of the characters and everything, all of the letters and numbers and all of the hair and all that detail is going to be very, very sharp. There's also no such thing as flow lines on the dies, so there won't be any cartwheel luster on a proof. Because it takes striking coins. I think I'm going to try this one too. Why not? Can anybody tell me a really good reason not to try this one? Oh, wait a minute, the forehead. Never mind.
That thing in front of the nose?
Well, that thing in front of the nose is kind of ugly, but I don't know that that's enough. And that little fingerprint down the lower part of the reverse, I'm kind of nixing that one too. Yeah, there won't be any flow line marks on matte proofs because they didn't even strike enough coins for there to be flow lines. I learned that one from David Lang many years ago. I took him in 1916 and asked him if it was a proof, and he said, it kind of looks really nice, but it isn't a proof. That one's got gashes on the cheek. Not on the cheek, but basically in the area between the cheek and jaw. It's a really, really shiny coin. The reverse is pretty nice, but it's not a grader. Yeah, he told me that anytime you see a Philadelphia mint coin from the teens that looks really, really sharp, you look for flow lines, anything that gives it that cartwheel luster, because that will mean that you definitely don't have what you're looking for. That's got that dark spot in the LI of Liberty, and it's got something dark above the S in Trust, and all the little puck marks. I'm going to keep this one out of a holder. The reverse is kind of beautiful. That thing over on the left-hand side, right there above the N, touching the building, looks kind of like a gash or a die crack or something like that. That's actually the back of Lincoln's head clashed into the reverse die. You can see it really clearly right there. That's the back of Lincoln's head. In fact, you can see most of the area around. Let's see if I can get my little pointer out and have the ambidextry to do this.
Now, would that be the ear you're looking at?
This? Is that what you're talking about? No, this is the back of the head, and then this right here is the neck area. And then
what about the little lump under Bay 7?
This?
No, that's Bay 4. Bay 7 above the E, between the E and Bay 7, there's like a lump. It's been on a lot of the 75s, right there.
That? I don't know. No, this is a stain.
Under the base.
This?
It's like right on the line of the base. There's like and it's been on some of the other 75s.
This right here.
No, that's the back of the head.
This, no.
There's like a
back of the head's over
raised,
here.
A raised part under Bay 7, right there.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't see anything there.
You can see it on the camera on the screen real good.
So it's that moving shadow.
It's been on some of the 75Ds. It's been real aggressive on some of the 75Ds you showed.
This right here. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. This is muddled in comparison to some of the other ones.
Yeah. I think it's just die damage. I don't think that's part of the clash. A lot of these coins are pretty nice. Know this. This was a full roll of coins. I didn't cherry pick this. I just pulled this entire roll because it looked really nice. So we may be coming up with some no graders like this one, but that's because this is just another coin in the roll. Sometimes I check through an entire roll because of that, because it's a very nice roll.
That's a definite no-no.
Yeah. Oh, there's a nice clash right there. Right above Liberty. That's a miscellaneous clash. I think we've seen coins from this die before. Not too bad. Guys, watch the Watch the chat for me.
And looking where that would be on the other side, that could be the clash of the cheek under base 7. A high mark on the cheek.
It could be. I don't think that's part of a clash, though. I think that is damage.
Damage to the die.
Yeah, I think it's some other damage to the die because it is so deep and it is so obvious. Of course, then again, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. It's just a lot deeper than any of the other details that are making up the clash, because it's the clash is generally going to be pretty flat. Well, and also, you have to think about this. The cheek is one of the highest points of relief on the coin. If you're clashing, you're going to show all of the detail that's lower than that cheek. So this, if that thing were the cheek, you'd be seeing entire face detail throughout. Paula says it's die subsidence. And that's very possible too. It's where the die is kind of broken and wearing out. You could kind of see it just a little bit on this one, but it's not obvious at all. And this one does have a nice deep clash on it. The front of the coat is generally not visible in the clashes, and it is here. It's just to the right of the dot next to Unum.
What exactly is that Paula said?
Die subsidence or subsidence. It's sunken. It's where the die sinks in. It basically gives up its structure, and the design just starts to sink. I think I'm going to try this one. I may not get but a 6, but I won't know it can't be a 7 until they tell me so. The reverse I don't like so much, but the obverse is pretty damn nice on that one. Let's see, what are we doing here? That one's pretty nice too. Yeah.
Wow.
Not quite nice enough. Not quite nice enough. It's got to be pretty clean. Every little mark that you see kind of takes points away. And when you start taking points away, there's a point for that and a point for that and a point for that and a point for that. In the very high grades, when you're going down from 70, this one's got 4 or 5 points that you go down. 4 points down is a 66. 5 points is a 65. And then you do the reverse the same way. You know, this one's got 2 or 3 points on it. So 3 points would put this at 67, but a 65 obverse is going to chew away at a 67 reverse to the point that you're at a 66. And, well, there's always that chance for rejection. You're trying to limit your rejections. So the ones that you really didn't notice something on, or the ones that you're not trying on a whim, will actually either get graded or will count against the pool that you didn't notice. You don't want to send stuff in that you can obviously see won't grade, because that's doing nothing but hurting your chances.
Chuck, you went over that in your book. Has anything changed from when you wrote that, how you do it?
Yeah, it has. It'll change in the next edition, which will be coming out this year.
All right.
I don't necessarily just subtract points. It's kind of an overall look with eye appeal as definitely a part of it. I think I want to try this one just because it's bright. And we'll see what happens to it. But I think this one has a good chance at 6, possible 7. What do we have here? Man, these are really bright coins, though. They're really nice. You're not going to see 75Ds pop out with this kind of quality often. Wow. I just wish the obverse would have been that clean. Weak strike in states. Okay, something that needs to be understood about strike is that you can't have a weak strike on one part of the design. Okay, that is probably obstruction. It's probably an obstructed die or a typical strike, which really isn't going to hurt anything. What they're looking at are the highest areas of the design, and that's going to be the little, I didn't look up what those are, little banner things up on the cornice, and then the bottom of the steps. If the bottom of the steps aren't complete, if that's rounded, or the area above Lincoln's statue and the cornice is flattened, they're not going to grade it high. Otherwise, they will.
They call those the eaves.
Is that it? The eaves?
Yeah, I think it's the eaves. Yeah.
I thought the eave was the outside edge of the cornice.
It's like the gutters.
It's like this right here is an eave. But I'm talking about these things right here in the center. This is the area of the design you have to watch. And then this right here, the bottom center of the steps, are what you have to watch on the reverses of
the
memorials.
little rings, like the
the little banners,
scallops or whatever.
Yeah, scallops. Okay, we can call them scallops because that's kind of what it sounds like. Explain to me what step roll means, and I will be able to answer it. Yeah, I'm kind of not.
Cornice is the corners, where it comes up like it would be the ornate marble work on the corners.
Yeah, but I've seen before where they call that entire thing a cornice. The roof is the top, the little box on the top, and the cornice is the box above the columns. And then you've got the columns, and then you've got the base. Steps are in the center of the base. Then you've got the bushes, and then you've got the planters on either side of the steps. You got the statue in the middle. You got 12 bays and 11. You got 12 columns and 11 bays. And that's what I always learned as the anatomy of. This one's going in. I've been toying with it long enough. It's got a couple of little things here and there, but it's got no major spots, and the reverse is pretty nice on this one. It's going. We'll see what happens. Look at the reverse first on this one. A few little chop marks on this one, so anything bad on the obverse, and well, it's not going to go. Man, that's almost clean enough to call a 6 right there, too. Oh. What's your thought, Eric?
It's a little dull.
Dull?
It looks dull to me. No, all right. I changed that a little bit.
No, this thing's almost reflective. It's so bright. I mean, it's got a few little things going on, but the luster hides a lot of that. Yeah, it's got the gash on the cheek. It's got a little bit of a gash out in front of the mouth. Anything that lights up brightly when you do this, and you put the field in shadow and it lights up, that's going to be something that's either standing up real tall or sunk down real tall. And these are sunk down real tall. There's something below in, and there's two things out in the field, out in front, and that gash in the cheek. The more I look at it, the more it says no, but 75s are tough to find this nice. Let's see. Yeah, too much stuff. Now this one's a lot duller than that last one. I'm going to go no with this one too. We are up to just about 100 coins. But there's a lot of them that I've said, well, let's try this one. I mean, there's only about 10 coins in this submission that I'm excited about. The rest of them are kind of like, it'll make up the bulk. and make them happy about their rules. And you got a dark stain above the 9. That's a stain. It doesn't chew away at the surface. It's just something sitting on top. That one's got too much stuff going on the columns. None of the columns light up real brightly, so there's no luster on the columns. That means Larry got a hold of it. I love the luster on this one. Relatively clean except for right behind the mouth and below the in. It's otherwise pretty clean. Let's see what the reverse looks like. Big gash in the lower. Got a big gash below the planter on the left of the steps. I have to know that one. Have to know that one.
Tim is asking in chat, will we get to see your top 10 coins?
Oh, you'll get to see all of them that come back. At one point or another, you'll see all of them that come back. And I will flip through the rejects, probably in one show, and then do the success coins, probably 5 or 10 at a time. They'll be in videos that you'll be able to watch. This, folks, is the preview version. You're seeing what is going to be more or less a regular thing in members content once we can get membership put on the channel. But once you join, you will start learning more of my little secrets about how to handle stuff. That one's not going. Had that little stripe of color on it. A lot of clean looking coins here, a lot of nice looking coins. But anyhow, in the members area, once I get to doing member only content, which will probably be next week, I'll start putting things together that will be tricks of the trade type videos that I'll be posting for members. There are a lot of these that have little minor issues, and that's just the deal right there, which is why you're not going to find a 67 every day. Even if you've got nice rolls, you're not going to find a 67 every day because of the way they were minted in the first place. You have to realize this is something that a lot of people don't even think about. They minted hundreds of millions to billions of coins in every mint every year, especially in this time frame. They didn't care how nice the coins were when they came out. They just minted coins. You have to realize these little gashes on this coin, nobody did this on purpose, but they certainly didn't do anything to keep it from happening because they were just coins when they came out. Okay, that's it for those. Let's see what else I have.
Is there a number that you can send in that's more of a bulk or like where you get a cheaper per coin deal? Is like 100 the best?
No, there is no ultimate deal where you can get better pricing on bulk. Bulk is bulk. You have to send in at least 100 coins. If you send in 120, then all the better. But you have to send in 100.
Okay.
And you have to be registered as a dealer member. You can't just do it as a regular member. I'm going to start looking at some of these now. A 47S requires a 6. At a 5, you're not going to get anywhere with a 47S. I think this one's pretty much, I think it's nice enough I'd like to try it. The stuff that's on there is not going to keep that out of a 6. It's too small. Too small. So I think I'll keep this one. Now I'm changing over to wheats here just because I happen to have a wheat roll in front of me. It's another 47S. That one's going to go in. You have to watch strike quality on these. Where you're looking for on strike quality on these is going to be the PL of pluribus, the O of 1, and usually the AM or the ME of America. Any real weakness there, and you have to start taking a look. The top of the O on this one is just a little bit weak, but that's very normal for San Francisco Mint coins. If that top line on the O is missing in any way, if the O is not outlined in any way, you are definitely not ever going to get a 7 on a coin like that. You could possibly get a 6, but you will never get a 7. Not strong enough. Let's see. This one's got a few little stains on it, and it is lacking some luster. The luster isn't as bright as I would like for it to be, and it has too many little spots and a lot of weakness on that top of the O, just like I was talking about.
Now, do you think that they would down that to a red-brown?
It's possible. And that's just because it's got too much of a loss of luster for it to be a lustrous, bright coin. But at the same time, yeah, I really don't see any brown. Well, okay, this one has brown on it. This one's dark enough to be a red-brown. And that's a shame because it's a beautiful coin. Yeah, I wouldn't grade this one just because of the muted appearance. Let's see, what do we have next? San Francisco Mint is very famous, especially from 1944 to 1947, for having coins that get darker and turn an orangish or brownish color. Part of that is because these are made of the brass that came back from World War II. And there's just a little bit of sulfur and saltpeter content in those because of the powder that was used in the shells. And those come out on the coins and become a part of the coin, which makes them turn more of an orangish color than anything 42 and before and then after 1947.
Now, is that what causes the satiny luster that they suffer?
Yes. Yep, that's all a part of it. You can see how orange this coin is, and it's because it's a 47. But it's a very nice coin. There's nothing wrong with the coin. It's got decent luster for a 47S. It's just too weakly struck. I don't like the strike on this one. That PLU is almost gone, and then it's got a little fingerprint stuff going on unum. And it's got too much activity for me. Much brighter coin.
And, you should address why the weakness on like PLU and states has to do with the highest part of the coin is right underneath it.
Right, yeah.
So that shoulder is there. So that's a big hole for it to help fill up.
Yeah. So what he's saying is that this entire area right up here, when you flip the coin directly over, this is what's directly opposite that, and it's one of the highest points of the coin. And of course, the obverse and reverse of coins are made at the same time, and the strike is a very important part of higher grade coins. This one has it's a decent coin, but it's not really going to be a 6-level coin because of the strike. The strike is just too weak on this one for this to grade a 6, which is a crying ass shame because it's got everything is really, really nice on the obverse except for the nose, that little tiny spot on the nose. Everything else is like super successful. But it takes everything. You can't skip certain parts because other parts are nice. It takes everything. That's not bad. A little spike on the chin. It's got a slightly dark spot in front of the 1 and below the S down there. We'll look at the reverse and see how that works. This one could be a 6. Could you guys look up a 6 and 46 or 47S?
It is $34.
Yeah, so a $34 6. It cost me $8 to grade it.
45 for NGC.
I think I've actually sold 47S and 6 before. And this probably doesn't have the luster for a 6. It's just too dim.
Such a pretty coin, though.
You know what? I'm going to send it in anyway. We gonna find out. Now see how much brighter this one is? And it's got some cartwheel to it, some pretty nice cartwheel too. It's also lacking damage. It has just a little gash, or kind of a deep one, but it's a gash above the shoulder on the coat. But since that so equally matches the line that's supposed to be there, it could easily be missed. Let's try the reverse and see. Weak. Kind of a weak reverse, but you know what? I'm going to throw this one in the batch anyway. That could go 6. And another one.
And fingerprint.
Where?
Through America.
Oh. On the other one? On that last one?
That last one, right on the reverse.
Okay, let's look at it again. Ain't no fingerprint. That's not a fingerprint, bro.
No, on the reverse.
That is the reverse.
What? That's not a fingerprint under AM of America?
No. No, that's planchet stripes. No, that's not a fingerprint. Fingerprints are a lot wider than that. Remember the magnification that you're looking at this.
And what about that toning under of and by the between the wheat and the U?
It might cause it a problem. That's not toning. That is actually a dark spot. That's actually carbon or something to that effect. Oh, we're going to give it a shot. Usually if they've got pretty nice obverses, they're not going to reject them for a 6. This one's got too many spots on it. Gash in the jaw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 black spots on this one. Yeah, it's going to be too many. Crying ass shame because it's got a good strike. The PLU is a little weak, but that O is nice. Oh, I put that in the grading pile. There we go. I got piles for everything here. Have to remember what I'm doing. Oh, that's nice. When it has luster that actually moves like that, a 47S is a really pretty coin. I'm going to send this one. This one won't get a 7, but it'll be a 6. And 6s are worthwhile. All right, what's my next issue? About the same thing, 46S to 47S. Color issues, the strike issues, everything's about the same. I think the value might be a little lower on 46S for a 6. I think they're like $25.
At 26 and 225.
26 and then 225?
Yes, sir.
225 for a 7?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 40. It's 46 plain that I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah, 46 plain's like almost $1,000 in 7.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm not looking at any guides. I'm doing all this by memory, so that's why I've got you guys helping me out with this. The stripes on the reverse. Okay, first of all, the shiny stripes over by the T, that is a scrape made by the feeder finger on the die. So that comes through on the coin, but it doesn't take away from the grade on the coin. The dark stripes, they're straight stripes that don't have anything to do with the design itself, means they were in the planchet prior to the strike. And that I don't think is going to affect the grade.
Wow. That's pretty.
Yeah, we're going to do this one.
Tim has a question in chat about what are you looking for exactly. He must have come in after you had mentioned these have the grade.
Oh yeah, yeah. These are being sent in on a bulk, so anything I send in, the lowest grade that they will put on them is 6. Anything below a 6, they won't grade. They'll just send it back. This has got a gash in the temple area. Other than that, it's real nice.
Wow.
I don't think that gash is going to make a difference with fields this clean. See what it has on the reverse. That's got that dye transference stuff. It's where you can actually see Lincoln's head on the reverse. And that's what makes the A in States and the I in United. That's what makes those areas real weak. Is just that dye transference. Yeah, the week 46 and the date, that's a very, very common thing for 1946.
Mm.
PD and S. I'm sending this one. It's a little soft, but I'm going to send it anyway.
Hey, Chuck, I've got to bail. I'm starting to lose my voice.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks, Eric.
I'll talk to everybody tomorrow.
All right, have a good one.
Take care, Eric.
All right, that one's got that scrape mark going straight up the face, behind the eye, through the temple area. I don't like it for that reason. It's a little pronounced, and I'm not real big on pronounced scratches. Looks almost like a staple scratch, huh, Paula? Just a slight bit like a staple scratch.
Boy, that's pretty. Look at that.
It is. It's a nice coin. It's going in my inventory as a gem BU, but it's not a grader. It's not a 6. What do we have next here? Oh, 1947 plain. Now, you need to look up 1947 plain and understand something when you look it up. And tell me what a 6 red and a 7 red is.
I'm only on NGC. I'll load PCGS up too, but in a 6 you're at 120, and a 7 you're at 2150.
Right. So that's why you look very carefully at the Philadelphia Mint stuff from 1945 to 1949. All of the Philadelphia Mint 45 to 49 coins come really ratty looking. And if you can get one that looks rather clean, like this one is rather clean, they will give a little bit for market grading on these. Paula said that was harsh. Yeah, but I know that you know what a staple scratch looks like. I'm grading this one. If that gets a 6, I've got a nice coin going on here. I don't know that it will, but if it does... Hello, David.
Mr. Red Rock.
There's another one. This one's got a little thing going on the top of the 4 and the date. It's got a couple of other dark spots. If the reverse is real clean, it'll still be worth sending in for a 6. I'm not highly certain about this one, though. This one is, this one's not clean enough. I don't think it's clean enough.
Good strike, though, huh?
Yeah, it's very well struck, as most Philadelphia coins are. It's San Francisco where you've always got that problem with the O.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, now you do.
Why tune in?
Right? I'm going to send it. Why not? As a 47 plain, if it gets rejected instead of a 6, then I haven't lost anything. I just didn't gain anything. Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
That's unusually nice for a 47. Yeah, that is an unusually even-looking coin right there. Oh, crap. Wonk, wonk. Big giant wonk, wonk. Oh, man. That's like a heartbreaker. You get a coin that could actually have a chance at a 7. Then you flip it over and it's not even a 5 on the other side. What do we have here? Look pretty nice on that side. Now 50D is going to be one of those where it needs to be a 7 or you don't really have much money. I think 50D is going to be one. I think it's going to be like $18 to $20 in 6, and then 7 will be a couple of $100. I don't know. Look it up and let me know.
Okay, 50D NGC is 55 at a 6 and 1250 at a 7.
Okay, well then it's worth it either way, because this one might have a shot in the dark at a 7, because it is a pretty bright coin, and
wow.
I don't see any problems that keep it away from being a 6.
PCGS has one in a 68 at 20,500.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen here, but if it does,
no, but wow.
If it does, plane tickets for everyone.
I don't fly, but would you pay for gas?
Sure.
Right on.
But you'll be too late for the party.
I drive fast. I drive like a New Yorker, believe it or not.
Oh, so you drive at 260 miles an hour on the speed limit.
Pretty much. except through neighborhoods. I'm not an animal.
I'm going to try this one. I know it's got a couple little spots on it. It's got a couple of little issues, but those issues aren't dug into the surface. Those issues are just stains. And this reverse is, oh my gosh. And the obverse is real pretty. So that one's getting sent in.
Good night, Joseph.
Night, sir. What do we got here? This one might be 6 worthy if the reverse is nice. It doesn't have any really big issues. Yeah,
Wow.
reverse is pretty nice. I'm going to try that one too. We'll have to see. This? Okay. We're getting close to 7 material here. It's got a couple of little hits on the front of the lapel. That one could cause a problem, the one that reaches straight across the lapel, because it makes a dark spot when you shine on it. And that's not very attractive.
Could you very briefly talk about all the parts of it really quick?
Parts
You know,
of...
like when you say the lapel, exactly where are you talking about?
Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, I can do that. The vest is known as this little thing right down here and all of this right along the outer edge of the front. Then the shirt is this area right in here. Then you've got the bow tie. And all of it from here where this point comes out and goes up and around, this is all called the lapel. The lapel is a higher design area. And then this up here is the coat collar and then the shirt collar. Pretty obvious because, I mean, that's just what we call them.
Sure.
This right here is what we call the shoulder fold. The shoulder fold is this, and then the shoulder is this up here. This is the back. Some people call it the top of the shoulder. I just call it the back. And then up here, this is the jaw, and then the cheek. And you've got a sunken area between the cheek and the jaw. And when you start looking at circulated coins, and circulated coins, if you have a split between the cheek and the jaw, if this is sunken down still, you have a coin that is likely very fine details or above. Okay, and then we have the temple, which is above the cheek, and then the forehead actually goes all the way back here to the hairline. This is all forehead. And then you've got the top hair and the back hair, the ear, and all the other parts are kind of obvious.
Very good. Thank you.
This is called the motto. And on this side of this coin, this is called the legend or liberty. Then you have the date and the mint mark. And then we're going to see what the other side of this looks like, because this is a shot 7 coin right here.
Drum roll.
And it's pretty nice on the reverse. That could go 7.
Wow. I hope so.
There's some chance for that to be a 7. And then you have the wheats. You have the left wheat and the right wheat. And then you got wheat grains. Then you have a wheat stem. And then up here, these are called the wheat lines. And this is called the wheat tip. And then this is the motto, E pluribus unum, the legend, United States of America, and the denomination.
Boy, that's a pretty coin.
I think so. This one's definitely going in. Let's see, what's this? Got a spot next to the 0 in the date, or the 5 in the date, and got a little, like a scuff mark under the U.S. of trust. Real clean reverse. This could end up with a 6. Yeah, we're going to try this one. We gonna try it. Would it be height if that hit on the O wasn't there? I think he's probably talking about this coin. And I think he's talking about the stuff on the O up top. But I don't think that's really going to make that much difference. It would be an easy 7 if that weren't there. And another one. That one's got a little bit too big a spot on the Y. And it's got rub on the cheek and some gashes in the top part of the coat, right up below his neck. Those are gashes. That's going to take it out of a 66 grade.
Boy, look at that.
Yeah, and the reverse is pretty shot on 66. But you can't count them by the reverse only, unfortunately. I'd tell them, can I pay half price if you just grade the reverse? You only grade
Start a
half
new
the
trend.
coin. Yeah, right? Couple little milk spot thingies. One of them he's looking directly at, which kind of doesn't help at all.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll flip this over. Well, we got a few little milk thingies. I'm going to see how obvious those are under a loop, because my lighting might be magnifying that stuff. No, it is pretty much there. So, yeah, I don't think that's a 6-worthy coin. We're going to have to pull that out because those little spots show up too much. Well, that's next. I think it's another 50D. And it is. That gash out in front of the nose is going to take a little bit to make it go away. You do have a lot of luster on this coin. You got one spot below Liberty. You got a big gash on the shoulder. Yeah, I kind of like it, though. Okay, that takes it out.
Eric is back. Welcome back, Eric.
Looks like somebody was digging a trench on the U of United with a dull shovel. Yeah, that one's a decent coin, but not a grader. All right, we're changing. What is this? 49D. Where are we at for money on a 49D?
49D PCGS is 80 out of 66, 1350 out of 67.
So if I manage to get 6s out of these, then I've got money.
Yes, sir.
I like it. It's got that black spot next to the T, but that's not going to keep it out of a 6. That might.
Yep.
It's got a lot of little fleck marks on it. I'm going to go ahead and send it. We'll see what happens. And then Eric comes back. It's like a toothache. Those things you never really get rid of.
Wait, which Eric?
Oh, Buyer. That's this one's got too much crap going on top of the cheek there. The color has changed on this coin. It's not quite red, and it's kind of dull. At least on the obverse it is. Reverse is very nice, but it's not going to carry the coin. So that one doesn't go. What's this? Ooh.
Good night to Jackalope Herdmaster.
Well, good night, Jackalope. Got a mattress commercial. Oh my, this is pretty. This, if the reverse is nice, this is a 6 with a shot at 7. The luster is just a little bit dull on the face for a 7. But, oh, that's going to go red-brown if it does grade.
Is it?
Yeah. Look above 1. It's not that yellowish red color. It started dulling out and turning more brownish.
Red Brown 6 is going to fetch $20.
I think it's a red-brown 7.
That would be 45. Now, here's a question. If it's in red brown, would that bring it up to a 7 or how
No.
put this into words?
No, the grade is basically separate from the color. So you grade the coin you grade the coin first and then judge its color.
Got it.
See, this one's still a red. Even though it's got color, it's still a red. It's actually,
and even toning, they would consider brown, right? Red brown.
Yes, with toning it would
that?
either be a brown or a red brown.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's
Wow.
going in for a grade.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
That right there is pretty.
I like it.
Ooh, this next coin is bright, bright, bright. I don't know what date or minute it is, but man, it's bright. What is this? Oh, a 51D. And I could see this one from a half a mile away. It's so bright. What do we got for money on these?
Well, I'm looking. 51D.
I don't think it's very much.
No, well, so a 6 is 45, a 7 is 225.
So
225.
45 and 225.
Yep.
This one's really not bad. It's got that mark between the vest and the 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's got what looks like a hint of a little bit of a fingerprint above the 5 of the date. But, the coin is actually a really nice, clean coin. I don't see any big gashes or big marks on it anywhere. Let's see what the reverse tells me. Oh, my God. The reverse says,
Jeez.
I need a new home.
Now, are these hard to find with a good strike, or
No.
is that still in San Francisco?
Philly and Denver are generally pretty easy, and San
Mhm.
Francisco is tough. Now, there are some issues like 1955 plane where you're going to find a lot of very late die-state coins.
Okay.
And those can affect the overall eye appeal because they're so mushy. Kind of get ick on those. Oh, my God.
Okay. Wow. Oh,
Yeah. Wow. Now, see, now that you've started seeing coins on a regular basis under this scope and you're looking at all the little things that I'm looking at, you're starting to get to where you can notice a high-quality coin.
oh, for sure. After the first video you done on this, halfway through, I was seeing everything you were talking about.
So this one's an easy 6.
That's beautiful.
There's no question this will grade a 6. And on the reverse,
Jeez.
that's a 6-shot 7 coin right there. It's got a few marks. It's got a few issues, but it doesn't have black spots, and it isn't overall soft or ugly, and there's nothing impeding the luster. The luster is definitely there. So that one is going in. Okay, we're changing it up. 52D. Pretty nice coin, but I don't know about the color so much. It's got a lot of little chatter pieces on it. What's my pricing on a 52D? If that's one of the cheap 6s, I'll just leave it alone.
52D and the 6 is 30. And this particular one has it's red with a down arrow. Does that mean it's decreasing in price?
Yeah, it's decreasing in value, yes.
Oh, makes sense. Is that because the population is increasing?
Yes,
or
usually
typically?
yes. But it also has to do with estimations based on live sales.
Got it.
I decided to send that one in at the last second. I stuck it in my grade pile. We'll see.
Executive decision.
Right?
Got it.
Yeah. This one's pretty nice on the obverse. Pretty nice on the reverse. I gotta count up spots on this one though. There's too many spots on the obverse. I won't be sending it. I'm giving this one about 9 demerits. 9 demerits to me is too many. I'm having a problem with that darkness to the 5. I'm thinking that it may have some scum in it. He's got a dot right on the forehead, 3 dots behind the head, 3 dots in front of the head.
Mm-hmm.
No big gashes, though. This one's been treated well. Just wasn't stored all that well. And the cheek's got something on it, too. I'm not sure what that is, but I would go with no on this one, regrettably.
Good night, Paula.
Thanks, Paula. Let's see. Oh, my.
Wow.
It's got that spot on the rim down at 7 o'clock or 6:30-ish.
Yep.
But I am liking this one. This one's pretty nice. 52s don't generally come that clean. Oh, yeah. This is pretty. It's got
Now what's going on?
just a little bit of toning.
What's up above the left wheat stalk?
That is actually a scrape from a feeder finger on the die.
Okay.
Anytime you get those really polished out areas that have got straight lines in them, that's what you're looking at.
And that affects the value or the
No.
grade only at a higher grade, maybe?
Perhaps from 7 to 8 or something like that, maybe. But that one's definitely going in. That's at least a 6. I doubt it's a 7. Next one is 54 plain. Now, 54 plain is an enigmatic year. If you look at the 7s are very, very high priced.
Holy cow, they are.
The 6s aren't so great because a lot of people sent in a lot of coins trying for a 7.
Yeah, 7's at 11,500.
And a 6 is what, $50?
115.
115?
Yes, sir.
This one's more likely a 5, but where it comes to 1954, I'm willing to give it a shot. Except for that.
Nope.
Except for that. This is nice, but it's it's not good enough. So,
yep.
I think we have a couple of other 54 planes here. Okay, that's a 5, not a 6. What's a 5? That's not really a 5. What's the 5 value on that?
On 54 plain is $22.
Yeah, so the 5 is what people generally get back.
Mm-hmm.
This one might get rejected at 6. I'm setting it in anyway. Just because of the chance.
Yep.
Just because of the chance. One more.
How often do you do this, Chuck?
The grading thing?
Mm-hmm.
When I get enough coins that I think I need to.
I gotcha.
Usually that's going to be like once every year, year and a half. This is actually kind of sexy for a 54.
Yeah.
Too spotty.
Oh.
Too spotty, too crappy. This is why 54s generally don't ever come out graded.
And 54 was just a terrible year for production, or I mean,
yeah. Now, was that a 54 plain or a 54D? I have to look at that now because that's going to make a big difference. That was a 54 plain.
They were plain.
So now this is a 54D. 54D is one of those ones that if it's not a 7, it's not really worth bothering with.
Yeah, it's $36 as a 6 and $475 as a 7.
Yeah, this isn't a 6. So it's not going anywhere. What are you? Ooh, same thing. You're not going anywhere. What are you? Yeah. Maybe a 6. Nope. Larry was playing Frisbee with this one, holding it on all edges.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
DC in chat said more warriors. What does that mean exactly?
He wants to see more of the warrior pennies. And
I see.
I don't have any of them right now.
I thought he was...
S. That one could be nice except for the jawline and the color. That one would be actually really nice.
Did you expect a weak reverse on that one? Oh.
No. 54s generally come pretty nice.
Gotcha.
54 up, it's not difficult. Or 54 PD or DNS on up, it's not really difficult to find good graders.
Got it.
This one would be an excellent grader if that jawline wasn't scraped off. And the ear looks like somebody chopped his ear off.
54S is 26 and a 6, 110 and a 67.
That's because 6s aren't very difficult to find, which is why that one is not going anywhere. Because that one's best shot is 6.
Wow.
All right, now this.
See, DC, that's what I thought you were saying. You said the Korean War was going on during that time. That's what I understood that as, but I wasn't sure.
Okay, I misunderstood then.
Did that affect the quality of the mints or something like that,
No.
that's what I'm wondering what he
No,
was
not
getting
really.
at
They
there.
didn't change much of anything during Korean conflict because it wasn't long enough, or it didn't affect us enough for
Got it.
shortages and rationing and stuff like they did in World War II.
Frosty in all caps, send it.
Yeah, this one's going in. What
Yeah.
is a 54S and 7 again?
54S in 7 is a 110.
That one could be a 7.
Now an 8 is a 22,000.
That is not going to happen.
Pretty cool if it did.
But the 7 might be a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What do we have here? 56 plain. Adam is definitely king where it comes to the late 50s, and he's good at this stuff. That's not going anywhere. That's a 5. Nice 5, but it's a 5. Let's see. This one. What's a 56 plain in 6? Because that's what this one is.
That's $36.
Yeah, it's worth it.
7 being $950.
Yeah.
And now these are all PCGS I'm giving you now.
Okay. Which is a little high. Because not only are these going to be NGC coins, but PCGS's price guide is just naturally high.
Like, if only there was a way to get all of these prices right in front of you in one spot.
I'll try working on that. See what I can do with it. That's going. This one's going in. I don't generally send in 56s, but that was too nice to say no. Let's see here. Do I have anything else? Oh, wait a minute. Is that what this is? Let me see. No, it's over here. All right, I need to disappear for a minute into my roll abyss and see what else I have, because I've got everything on the desk expended. So,
okay.
Hang on a second.
Good night to Farm Dog. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh, I didn't know Farm Dog was in here.
Yep.
Good night, sir.
And thank you to everybody. This is a lot of fun.
All right, we're going to pokey peek at some more coins. I really need more wheats, but I think I found a roll of memorials. Really bright coin, but it's got too many dots and spots.
All right, don't ask me a price real quick. I gotta.
Yeah, no, with 60D. I'm pretty reasonably blessed with the knowledge on those.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 59D, but it's a really nice obverse. I mean, that's super nice. But the reverse has this big blotch right in the middle of it. Yeah, so it's not going anywhere. Let's see, another 60. This one's got a gash out above the date. That's still a possible 66 level coin there. See the reverse. Yeah, that's a 6. I think that'll grade a 6. I'll take it.
BC says, how many rolls have we gone through?
I got 4 tubes that I've emptied, but they're not all. It's probably all together, probably about 3 rolls. That's not going anywhere. Oh, what the hell I had that one out for? Oh, because the obverse is real nice.
Wow.
Well, if I could get a reverse to match the obverse, I'd have $1,000 coin in that. Let's see. Nope. Whatever it is, it's not going anywhere. What about you? Nope. Too many spots. And okay, you might be worthwhile here. Yeah, I think it is. I see that haze out in front of the mouth, but and it runs all the way down onto the vest, but that doesn't always affect the grade. If you've got good luster running through it, that won't always affect the grade. All the spots on this one are really, really small, and they're not very numerous. So I got problems with the reverse, though.
Yeah.
Too spotty on the reverse. Let's see. Next. Man. And this one's going to have a perfect reverse. You know why?
Because of the spots?
Because the obverse is shot.
Yeah.
Yep, see?
So this doesn't just happen to me then, you're saying?
No, not just you. There's
Okay.
still some chance of a 66 on this.
It's not terrible. Well, he's got that little mar right in front of the nose.
Yeah, that's not really big enough. It's not a deep
No.
It's not a deep mark. It doesn't turn white when you deluster it. Like
Gotcha.
that thing above the date. Well, I
Yeah.
guess it does. But I don't think this is going to keep it from a 6.
It sure is a nice coin.
We'll try it. We'll see what happens.
So a 59D is $28.66 and $2.75 and 67.
Yeah, a lot of people sent those things in over the years. I can remember a time when a 6 would get you $150 and a 7 would get you over 1,000.
Wow.
This one's a little weak. Other than that, it's pretty nice. But if you look at the reverse on the cornice up there above the statue, it's just like no detail at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the steps round off real early. So
is that again because of the bust on the other side where it happens to be?
Part of that is, but most of that's because of the strike, though.
Okay.
It's just a slightly weaker strike. Oh my.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I got a big gash right on the shoulder. Other than that, man, this is real clean. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that one's going to go in, even though it does have those little problems.
Now, here's a question.
Yep.
When they put this into a holder, are they cleaning it first, or are they
No.
doing anything? They don't.
Nope.
Okay.
They wear gloves. They put it in a holder, and they send it back to you. Hopefully, they blow it out real well first so they don't have any dust specks or hairs inside the holder with the coin, because that does happen.
Frosty is calling it an RPM as well.
He is?
Yes, sir.
Which RPM, Frosty?
Yeah, right. 147.
We're talking about this one. No, I disagree. It's a 232. Oh, he says 215. Okay. It could be a 215.
Chuck, where would I go to look this up?
What? RPMs?
An RPM, yes, sir.
Oh, copper coins, of course.
I know.
Coppercoins.com. And got a big old gash under the eye. Not sure that's going to affect it enough to really matter. This one could still easily get a 6. It's a bright coin. Nice one. Oh, yeah. That's even got a nice reverse.
That is nice.
That's going in for a grade. That could get a 6+. 6+ is going to get me about $60.
Was that a large or a small? I didn't see.
Large. Oh. I'm kind of excited. It's got a few little marks out in the field, but man, this is a really bright coin with no black spots. That's a 7.
So far. Come on.
No, it'll be a 6. Nice
right
strike.
away, are you seeing the spots on that? And that went to 6?
Yep, it's the 2 big spots out next to the building and the blackness on the column 1. That's gonna it's gonna really kill this one down.
Damn.
But it's gonna go in.
And the one above the B.
Try this. What a nice bright coin. Too bad he's looking right at a black spot. A perfect reverse makes this a greater. Anything on the reverse and it's just not going to do it. Yeah, reverse is a little bit weak. You got the problems in the PL of pluribus. You got a big spot next to the E of 1. Yeah, this one's not a greater.
So
Not a greater. Let's try this. Well, overall a nice coin, but still he's looking at a couple of dark spots. That's never a positive. Never. What does he got over here? A couple of big gashes on column 8. 9. Column 9. 8's below the M of unum.
I was going to ask how you remember those, and I guess you've just been doing it a while.
Oh, yeah, a little while. I'm running my 50th year as a coin collector.
Wow. What are you going to do to celebrate, Chuck?
Hide? I don't know.
Stay far away from Facebook.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I think I'll try this for a 6 anyway. This one's worth a 6.
Sure.
Yeah, I hit a home run. That's what I'm looking for.
Yep.
Looking for a home run. That's got a big gash right out where he's looking, so that's not going anywhere. Yeah, I can't I can't justify a huge gash in front of the face with any coin, which is why this has got a perfect reverse.
Ugh.
Shit happens, right?
Constantly.
All right, let's try this one. Still got too much going on in the field where he's looking, but if it's a perfect reverse, I might consider it. No. A lot of little things.
Yeah.
Two dots below the A, one next to the U and unum. It's got a big old blotch next to the building on the right side. Yeah, I just can't count that. But you guys know from looking for RPMs on 1960D that these are really nice 1960Ds.
Oh, for sure.
It's just that they're not quite nice enough. This one's a 6. It doesn't have enough impeding it to a 5. So this one's an easy 6. What about the reverse? Oh, why not? It might get rejected, but it might go in a 6 too. Let's see. Oh. Oh, man. My heart just went straight up to my throat.
I'm going to try this. I'm going to say I really don't like this one very much, and then see how that works when you turn it over. Hey, look at that. It worked.
It's a little bit weak. It might get a 7, but it probably won't. And that's primarily because a 7 is a money coin. It's good.
Hey, good night, Frosty. Thanks for hanging out,
night,
man.
Frosty. Yeah, we're gonna do this one for sure. I'm totally with you guys on that. We're gonna do that one. There's another pretty nice one right there. It's got that thing on the 9. Man, that face is clean. The whole bust is real clean, including the shoulder. Man, the shoulder is perfect. All right.
I don't like it.
Revice time. A few dark spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 definitely non-exciting dark spots. Yeah, that obverse is so clean. It's going in.
DC's giving it a 6.
DC says 6. It could be. Oh. I hope you're not actually on. Oh, I see what it is. That's a big gash. That's what a big gash looks like right there. That's not going anywhere. And man. Oh,
where is this gash?
Huh? Oh, right on the shoulder. You see it flashing at you?
Oh, yeah.
It's blinking.
Bummer.
Yeah, it's a huge gash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little spots on the steps, and that's it. That would have been a 6-shot 7 coin, but with that gash, it's a 5. That's got a big gash right in the cheek. Perfect reverse, I'll send it. No. Not good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 spots. That would be a no. And this one? Oh, come on. We've got to have a nice clean coin in here. That's nice. That's nice. That one could do something for us. Okay, you got that black stuff around the rim. Black stuff on the E of United. Black stuff on the M of America. Big gash underneath the building. It's a weak strike. Nope. No grade. See how you can get a 7 on the obverse and a nothing on the reverse?
Yeah.
And just twist your head open. Now, come on. Just a bit outside.
Very similar, though, when you're looking for a variety. You're just roll hunting.
Yeah.
How long it takes to find something good. And if every one was good, it wouldn't be any fun.
Right, for sure. I mean, this is a blinking nice coin, but it's got spots, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
But look at that reverse.
Jeez. Oh.
I'm sending it. Those spots may not deter it that much. What are you? Another one with little spots.
Now, do you have 2 rolls in front of you? One that the definites go in and one that the fillers go in? By any chance?
You mean the ones that I think might be graders but may not be?
Yes.
Versus ones that are definites? No.
Yes.
I don't.
You're
I've
just
got ones
filling up rolls.
I've got ones I'm sending and ones I'm not. And that
Okay.
was a not.
Boy, look at that.
I've got to look at the reverses first on some of these because I'm starting to get tired of having beautiful obverses and
Right.
nowhere to go.
Now that column 1 is
It's
got
black.
the black.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm cheating. I haven't memorized the columns yet. That one was easy.
All right. That one's going. I got about 8 or 9 more coins.
Wow.
Holy camole. That's got a pretty big hit right on the edge of the lapel. Below the buttonhole.
When I look at these, I'm on the field first, and then it goes, I guess, to the jacket.
That could be a 6.
It's nice. That obverse, wow.
Yeah. Chin's got a big gash right through the middle of it.
Oh yeah. And this speaks to how you have to really turn it and look at it.
Yeah.
DC saw it.
Oh. I wonder if I send this or not. You said 59D was actually pretty good in a 6, right?
59D in a 6 is $28.
Yeah, no, that's not going to be worth sending. Because you'll get maybe $18 to $20 out of a coin like that, not 28.
Right.
Okay. And now we're going to be playing that game again. 3 minor spots on the obverse.
Man.
We got polishing on the E, so it's been hit pretty hard. And 4, 5 spots. It's still going in. That's a 6.
All right.
All day. Really bright luster.
Mhm.
Very well preserved for a 59D.
59 was a year that a lot of people saved. Yeah.
Probably. That one's going in too.
Hmm.
3 spots. Oh, that one's got a couple little marks too.
Right in front of the face.
Yeah, right out like above the 9 in the date,
Mm-hmm.
and then out toward the rim in front of the nose.
See it.
Bunch of little fleck marks on the reverse. The left planter is polished. Anything that blinks at you like a beacon, that means it's been stack polished.
Meaning it's
Other metal
contact.
rubbing, other metal rubbing up against it that
Got it.
basically polished it down. Okay, there's nothing negative about this one. Well, got a couple little spots above the 9, the last 9. But
Yeah.
man, for a 59D, really? Seriously? Okay, yeah, that one's got a few spots on the reverse. I'll try a 6 on that one too. All right, Eric, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
my
man.
friend.
You have a good night.
Yeah, it's got that little spot below the bust. But man, this one's too clean to just say no. What about the reverse? Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that one's going in. Some chance of a 7 on that.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you get a chance at a 7 on a 59D, you do it.
Oh yeah, certainly.
That's definitely a 6. A 6-ish reverse, I'll take it. 2 coins left. Big old gash above the ear. Gash out at the rim above the date. But you're almost completely absent any black spots. So, the other side. Ooh, no spots. No big gashes on this side. Little weak. That'll be a 6. I'll take it.
Yeah. Nice coin.
I'll take it. Couple little spots there. Little weak. No spots there. I'm going to send this one too.
What is that line running from the top over to America? It's not a clash, is it? No.
Yeah, that's a clash mark. I
think.
think.
It is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is from the front of the jacket below the bow tie.
Aha.
And then you've got a sunken area around below the RI of America. That means that there was about to be a die chip right there on the edge of the building. But yeah, this one's good. This one's going in.
It's pretty nice. Yeah.
All right, so what we end up with here, and I'm open to questions and stuff if anybody has anything they want to ask. I'm going to go ahead and fill these tubes up real quick and get these ready to go. Of course, I can't send them anywhere until after I separate all these and count what dates and mints and the quantities. I have to break them down line for line.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good question. So what's the next step?
The next step is to sort them by date and mint mark and fill out the NGC form with how many of what. And then I box them up and send them in.
What's that process like?
Not really much more than mailing one of your auction boxes to you. It's
Gotcha.
It's really not that big a deal. So I'm gonna try to turn on my droid cam here and see if it works.
What is Dan asking there? 66 do pretty good on eBay. Good question. I can take a look real quick, Dan. For which one in particular? Any?
What was this again?
I'm just looking at what Dan was specifically asking, but I without a year, I couldn't really look that up.
Okay.
Doug is asking all flips, all marked, right?
No.
The coins
No, they go in tubes.
in tubes. Okay.
Yep. You sort them out, you put them in tubes, you number the tubes. Basically, the bottom of the last tube is the last coins you're submitting. The top of the first tube are the first coins you're submitting, according to the forms. And you probably have to do 2 or 3 submission forms with this.
Got it.
But it's still all considered one submission. I'm trying to get my my camera. Something's going on with this phone that I don't like. Got it. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now it's working.
DC is saying what he was saying about the step roll is the bottom 1 to 3 steps that almost look like they are curled up, but might be weakly struck. Question mark.
That can happen. I'm not really sure. I'd have to see any individual coin that would be commenting on. These 2 rolls are totally full, and they're all memorials. This one down to the tissue is all wheats, and below the tissue is all memorials. I have probably 6 or 8 more rolls to do that we'll do in a future show.
Wow.
And then after that, I'm going to have to start digging again because I'm not seeing anything right now in my stuff that's worth grading except for the stuff I've got in these rolls. So I might be able to put together a 200, 250, 300 coin submission, and we'll just see how that works out.
The Shiny Coin Guy says he thinks flips are for individual coins and tubes for bulk submission.
Correct. Yeah, they don't want... That was my mistake the first time I took something in for bulk. I took in 420 coins, and they were all in 2.5 by 2.5 flips. And they said, please don't do this. Okay.
How much time do you spend, Chuck, looking at coins, like looking for these?
Looking for this stuff?
Yeah.
You know,
like
I don't
going through
generally.
rolls.
If I happen to open a roll because I need it for something, I'll end up going through the roll because that's just what I do. Rolls that I get in for resale, I don't look in any of those. That's why sometimes you guys get shit coins and sometimes you guys get excellent coins because I don't look at them. And I would say that more than half the rolls I go through that I open for some other purpose and then end up pulling coins out of, more than half of those are just junk. And they just go in my copper bin. That's what you guys buy as copper.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, it takes a couple of years for me to go through enough coins to get this many that are worthy of grading.
Huh.
So it's not something that's like an automatic, here we go. You can buy 2,000 rolls of coins and look in every single roll. And it depends on how they were stored at the place before where you got them as to whether any of those coins are going to be worth grading. Or you could buy 50 rolls and all 50 rolls have something in them. It just depends on the quality of storage, how they were stored, whether they were stored in a moisture-laden environment or they're stored in heat. Just depends.
Hey, good night, Tim. Thank you for hanging out.
Nighty-night.
Okay, so if you're scrolling through eBay, and is there a dead giveaway that coin? Well, I guess is there a giveaway that coins haven't been stored correctly, or you wouldn't bid on them because?
Yeah, there's a few giveaways. First of all, if you look at a BU roll from the side, and you can see that it's kind of brownish, it's pretty likely that you're going to have some spots on the coins because that's a moisture issue. Or it could be a sulfur paper issue. A lot of times when you see a tube of coins and they're BU coins and the edges of the coins look kind of brownish, that means that they came out of probably a bank-wrapped roll paper. And that was a regular practice in the 50s, 60s, 70s, was to separate your coins from the paper as soon as you could. Okay. So a lot of bank-wrapped rolls are sitting in tubes now, and people don't want to buy them because they think they've been quote unquote searched. But for the most part, those are not searched. For the most part, they're just dumped from a bank wrapper into a tube to preserve the coins.
I always wondered about that.
But yeah, you're going to see, especially if you see any green or any moldy look, or anything that looks like mildew or mold, stay away from those.
Yeah.
If they're not nice shiny rolls on the on the sides, no point.
Gotcha.
But
DC is asking what the best way to store to prevent damage.
a relatively dry, temperature controlled environment that doesn't get real hot and doesn't get real cold. Your garage is not the right place. You need to store them someplace where you've got air conditioning and heat, in a closet or something to that effect, and you should have a dehumidifier in the area if you can. If you can afford one, a dehumidifier is a good thing. Because dehumidifier, you're going to take moisture out of the air, and it'll certainly help.
Yeah.
What else? No other questions? No
Come
further
on, guys.
questions, Your Honor.
Somebody has a question here. Don't be embarrassed either. I ask dumb questions all the time, so don't feel like you have a dumb question. Just ask it.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark mentioned something about...
Oh, the halupus rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I said about, see, first 2 bags of the coins from the Greek buddy had nothing except a good delamination on a bag coin. Oh, that's not good. But once again, those were all pocket change sitting in a garage from the late 70s, early 80s. I just knew that they were all copper, and they hadn't been searched for any varieties since he had them, because he didn't even know what they were. I mean, it was like they're pennies, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have gone through them myself and gone through all of them myself if I had time. But if I'm not working, I'm thinking about something that puts me to work.
Sure.
So
Relatable.
I rarely have time for just whatevers. It just doesn't happen. Not very often.
Now, is there a good way to sort those coins for searching? Do you recommend going by date and then searching each individual date mint mark?
Yeah, it depends on how many coins there are.
Yeah.
For a couple of hundred coins, I don't bother. But if I've got a bucket full of coins, or if I've got a coffee can full of coins, I'm going to separate them. And the way I separate them is by the last digit first. So you get 10 containers. You put everything that ends in a 1 date in your first container, and you put everything that ends in 2 in your second container, and so forth. That way you've got 10 containers. And your 10 containers, you should get something that can be covered, like a coffee can with a plastic lid or something. And then you can see how old I am by talking about coffee cans with plastic lids. These days,
what's a coffee can?
Yeah, these days they're coffee plastics with a screw top, and that's fine. But you can use anything, something that nuts come in, peanut butter jars, whatever, as long as they're washed out really well and don't have any smell. But those are storable so that you can store them for later. So you store them, put them away, and then one day when you want to search something, you get your ones out. Well, your ones are going to have 61, 71, 81, 91, 01, and 11, and 21.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be 8 different ones. And it's a lot easier to do it that way than it is to sort by decade first and then have to take every decade container and separate them by the by the year date, because then that's 10 automatically. So it kind of reverses the process. It makes it a little easier to do and a little less stress. And I think it works better.
Interesting.
You got fewer containers that you're storing away, and less sorting to do later.
Which is great, because I'm sure most of us have no space on our desk.
Right. Well, I just made more space on my desk. I actually have more space than I had yesterday, but I've still got a long way to go. I'm trying to clean my office so that it looks presentable. I got a long way to go on that.
Hannah said, thank you for doing this super valuable service and education you're providing.
Well, I appreciate it, because every time any of us look at coins, we're getting an education, regardless of whether you're actually, cogently aware of it right then. But you're getting an education. We get educations, and that's what we're all after. I mean, we're all after trying to get that.
And DC and Chuck Nickel both saying really nice stuff in chat. Marlene is still here.
Absolutely cool.
Very cool.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Marlene, the question, certain years she should be looking for. How old should you be looking closer at? It's not a thing of age. It's a thing of what is known for what years. And if you're, if you're trying to do the quick search thing where you're not really trying to be the discoverer of anything new, especially little fly speck, bluegill things, minor stuff. If you're just looking for the major stuff, get yourself a cherry picker's guide. That'll help you a lot because it'll tell you which years have the big stuff in it that we already know about. And that's the places where you should be looking if you're looking for the gratification of having something valuable. The problem with that, and the only problem with that, is that those coins, regardless, are still quite scarce. They're still very scarce. You're not going to see them often. I've been through millions of coins in my time, and I still, to this day, have never found a 1984 double deer Lincoln cent. I've been looking for one since 1984. So you may or may not ever find some of this stuff. But if you get that cherry picker's guide, at least it will give you some guidance as to what the most major stuff is. And then you can sort your coins out and look through the good ones for that major stuff. Now, the other thing I would probably tell you is, if you're going through and you can barely read the date on the coin because it's either worn to a frazzle or it's damaged, parking lot damaged or whatever, throw those to the side, because it doesn't really matter. Even if you've got something that would be good on it, all it's going to be is a heartbreaker, ruined coin that has a beautiful double die on it you can barely see.
Yeah.
So,
I put links to Copper Coin's homepage and also to the advanced search in there.
the search page, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some things that I'll do eventually that'll make it a little bit easier for you guys to figure out which ones are the really heavy hitters and which ones aren't. Because the way it's structured right now, you kind of have to know it already and then search for it by date and mint to see the individual, dies. But I understand that it's not quite so easy for people just starting out, and my website's not very friendly toward that.
Right.
I'm working on trying to change that.
It's very comprehensive. I mean,
Cherry Picker's Guide, older versions of the Cherry Picker's Guide are usually available on eBay, and they did not change very much from version to version. So if you have an older edition of it, like the 4th edition or 5th edition, it's going to be a lot cheaper generally, and it's also a little easier to get. So I would look on eBay, Cherry Picker's Guide, and it's Cherry Picker's S with an apostrophe after the S. So it's a plural word that is a possessive word as well. So Cherry Picker's Guide to Rare Coin Die Varieties or Rare Coin Varieties. I can't remember what the rest of it is, but Cherry Pickers is what most people use as the name of the book. Should be easy to find on eBay that way if there's any running.
Also, Marlene, if you go to Copper Coin's YouTube page and go to the live videos and just watch some of the reveals when they coin roll hunt, I learned so much watching them do that.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we did today, except we're kind of just looking for varieties or high grade coins or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's over 1,000 of them on our channel, and they're all numbered. So if you start at some number and you want to make sure you're watching every episode after that, just keep track of the number that you're on and search for that number, and you can see pretty much all of them. I think the earliest ones are around 40 or 50, and they're up to over 700 now.
Tons of information.
Yep, it's I go through some of those old shows, and I'm just kind of barking out stuff I've learned. It's like, well, if you do this and do this and do this, but I've done that so many times now on these shows that somebody could probably do an audio guide, like a audio book on just the statements that I've made about stuff. And oddly enough, most of that's just out of memory. I mean, hell, if I was actually reading a book about it, it would sound a little different. Shiny Coin Guy says he downloaded the electronic version of the Cherry Picker's Guide on his tablet. So it's
Yep.
cheaper than a physical book, and for some people, it's, some people don't like the whole storing a book with pages and all that stuff. I've got bookshelves full of books because I'm old, but younger people don't generally like having a bunch of books. So electronic guides, sure. Ebooks or PDFs or whatever. That's what my book, when it does come out, I'm going to try to offer it in an electronic form as well as the regular book form.
Yeah. I think you can buy Cherry Picker's Guide digital right on Amazon too.
I think so. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I'm a book guy as well. DC is agreeing. Old book guy.
I especially
love
like the
books.
paper ones.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
The paper ones are
But
good for me.
but they do get pricey. If you don't get the Cherry Picker's Guide right when they come out, later on you're going to be paying a lot more money for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I've had a great time. I'm sure that there's been some knowledge dispersed out here today. Take it and learn from it and do what you can to pass it on to other people, because that's how we have a collectible hobby. We have a hobby that all of us enjoy, and it's something that if we share it with other people, once we learn it and once we know it, then more people will learn it and it will live on beyond us. And that's all I'm really looking for. I'm looking to make sure that the hobby I enjoy is something people can enjoy after I'm gone. So have a great night and a good week. We will be back with an auction tomorrow, same channel. We'll have an auction tomorrow. And this is something we're going to do on a regular basis. We're going to keep coming back with this. It may not be the same subject, but we're going to have this Coins and Coffee on a pretty regular basis. So I welcome you to come back next time. It's probably going to be after this coming weekend, because I'm probably going to be in West Virginia this weekend. And then we'll come back and we'll schedule another one. I'll send an email out. And with that in mind, an email, if you want to register so that you get regular notifications through email from me personally, you can send an email message to coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. And send me your email address, your real name, and your YouTube screen name. I'll get you registered, and you'll get these emails letting you know that we've got shows coming up, including auctions. And you have to be registered to participate in the auction, so you may as well register. It's free. There's absolutely no obligation. So I appreciate it. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you next time.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
guys. Thank you.